shocks are amazing on it. Dampening was just crazy good. It was just sucking up bumps. Like, hey everyone, Carl, Track 13 News. Remember, if you like my videos, subscribe now, click the bell. I've got my Outcast here. And this is the Outcast that I put the Sen Racing 25mm shocks on. And I've beat this thing, went through a couple bodies, some repairs on the body, ran it again. I've, jumped, flipped, just really treated it very poorly. It needs a good cleanup. The last time I ran it, I lost the screw here in this shock. And what I do is I just put it back in without the screw and run it till it fell out again. I do it over and over, and I've actually bent the shaft finally on this shock. But these shocks are awesome. Obviously I need to clean this up a bit, but I'm going to go through how I mounted these because they are quite large. They have to have an offset from your shock tower to really function properly. And so I'm going to go through kind of the iterations and kind of how I work through that to get these to work properly. Anyway, let's check it out. Give you a little size comparison between the stock Arrma on the right and the Sen Racing on the left. That's kind of how it looks mounted. Okay, so these Sen Racing 25mm shocks, I got them off Dollar Hobbies. I think a set's about 30 bucks. I believe if you go to Dollar Hobbies website, you can find them, or on eBay, you can find them. And honestly, I swear they're a little bit cheaper on eBay, even if they are coming from Dollar Hobbies. But some of the thing about this is that their seals leak. So you need to get this pack. So you need to get this pack of seal replacements, okay? It's kind of lame that you have to buy seal replacements, but these are discounted heavily off of Ready to Run. So really, for 30 bucks for a set of these big shocks, it's great. This is the bottom shock cap, and I got some billet machine ones from eBay, and I thought that might fix the seal problem, but really the seals fix the seal problem. So I first installed these, just factory oil, and they had a hop, just way too much rebound, almost bouncy. The other issue I had, particularly on the front, is that the shocks were just going to be too close to the shock tower. They were going to rub on there and not work right. So I basically had to offset it out, about 10mm, and I used some really long M3 screws. Those are actually the brass bushings in the steering, and I use those for spacers, and that's a Team Durango steering plate. I don't think you can get them anymore, but I ran the M3 all the way through the shock tower into the body mount, and later I found out that it wouldn't hold, so I had to run it all the way through, put a bolt on the back. So down here at the bottom, I used a bunch of nylon washers to fill the gap in the arm and then out, so that it would have a really solid mounting. And now if you notice, this is kind of the second iteration where I used an M4 bolt up there to actually mount the shock onto that steering plate, and ran the bolt all the way, the M3 screw all the way through, put the bolt on the back. Then I actually just added a couple zip ties because it kind of came loose before. So I was just adding a little bit of extra strength. By mounting it this method, I was able to fit the body on without having to modify it and cut it out. So, and it really works really quite well. Very happy with it.